Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey.
And we are the
Markout Movie Podcasters.
And you did it right this time.
Well, thank you, Aaron. I've had a lot of practice.
Well, in today's episode, we are reviewing a couple of movies. First, we're going to be talking a little bit about Mortal Kombat 2021. Get over here! I didn't see that coming. And then we're going to talk about Forget Paris, the movie that we was planning on watching anyway. Neither one of us have romantic comedy shirts, so I went with American Werewolf in London, which it has romance in it.
Jaws has some romance.
Which part?
Do you want to get drunk and fool around?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
All right, but first, my dog knocked it out of the place where I wanted it to be. Sorry, I should have got this ready.
He should have been ready. I don't know what's going on. I just show up.
All right, here we go. But first, I'm gonna do a bit of a unboxing video.
Oh, he's gonna unbox
of Geek Fuel. It just happened to come in today.
Just two geeks here unboxing.
Don't knock my water down, man. Real quick, Brandon. I showed Brandon earlier. I just got back from Gatlinburg, and
he showed me his wand.
I have a Harry Potter wand. So for those that want to see, this is a Harry Potter wand. I maybe will try to. If anybody interested in getting one of these, they also have Voldemort, every wand that you could possibly want. It's at a shop. I will link her information to you if you contact me. I'll give her a shout out. I should have just gave her a shout out. But
just give her a shout out, Aaron.
I don't have her name, man. It's like on the card over there, and I don't feel like getting up. But yeah, let me do this real quick. This is a knife. All right, so.
Yep.
Don't walk around with this pen, right?
I will not walk around. I mean, I can't even get up right now, so you're safe.
All right, so trying to not show people where I live because, we don't want that. All right, real quick. All right, Scallywag edition. Look at there. Scallywag edition. I don't want to see the cheat sheet. I'm going to lay that right there. I know that people was like, what is going on? So much. All right, real quick.
Never know with Aaron.
All right, this is the shirt that came with it. So you'll probably see me wearing this maybe next week. I don't know, maybe you'll see. I'll let you see it first.
As you wish.
As you wish. Oh. Yeah, it's not bad. I guess I technically now have a romantic comedy shirt, Brandon.
Is that what you call romantic? Romantic comedy?
Okay.
As you wish. I guess that could mean romance. Depending what you're wishing for.
This is from Firefly, Leaf on the Wind, Gold Plated Pendant. I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen Firefly. I know it's Joss Whedon, yeah.
Yes, it is
Joss
Whedon.
I was gonna say Will Whedon. It's Joss Whedon.
It wouldn't be Will.
Then the last thing we have here is Bangarang letter opener. Oh, they give me a knife. I don't know what this Bangarang is from. Just Bangarang. I'm not gonna open it right now.
That's a wise decision.
But I just want to share with you real quick what GQ is. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it.
Right.
Real quick, let's show a little bit of the new Mortal Kombat 2021. Brandon watched it in theaters.
I did.
I watched it in home on HBO Max. So we're going to jump into it.
First learned about this 7 years ago on a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. Means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
That is not Liu Kang. So I just want to say, in my opinion, I prefer, when they first seen the silhouette of the guy in the distance, part of me really wanted to be the Liu Kang from the OG 95 version, which it wouldn't make technically sense for it to be him, but
that guy's old.
Yeah. But it just, I don't know.
Robin Shao, I think is his name.
But ultimately, though, man, I agree with you. You put on Facebook that Kano stole the show in this movie, and I totally agree with you. I think Kano stole the show.
I mean, his wit was just phenomenal. But I liked, I like the Kano in '95 version as well. He was witty as well, but this guy was just phenomenal.
Okay, all right.
We will continue to talk about it because that's what we don't get paid to do this, but this is what we do.
But I won't ruin or give spoilers, because I will say that there's some people that haven't watched it. But ultimately, I agree with you. Kano stole the show. He was excellent in this. I really enjoy seeing Sub-Zero, and I really enjoy seeing Scorpion. Yeah, I was gonna say Scorpio. That's Two Coat Scorpio. No,
please don't. Please. I mean, I love Two Coat Scorpio, but
it's different person.
Different.
But
yeah, I mean, I love the backstory of Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I felt like they finally were done justice with those two characters, even though Scorpion's not necessarily in it a whole lot, but his presence is in it throughout the movie. I mean, you're getting him.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. In the end, when he does come back, you were anticipating that moment, and I think it lived up to it.
Yeah. Is there a spoiler? Did you consider that a spoiler?
I mean,
Brandon, you good at spoilers. So.
This is what I do.
But, all right, but I really enjoy seeing the updated version of characters, and I just think it was good. Actually, I'm enthralled now in this universe.
I have some gripes. Liu Kang's a gripe.
Cole's a gripe.
Cole's it's
so they I'm not gonna ruin it, but the guy Cole is not really.
He's not from Mortal Kombat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, he was created just for this movie.
Which he served his purpose, but I hope he's not in the sequel all that much.
Well, who knows? It's Mortal Kombat. Things mortally get taken out, but fatality. But
the fatalities were awesome.
Yeah,
good
I love
stuff there.
and I love I loved how they would also make reference to the video games.
Yes,
they would do that, and I thought
like there was one scene where the guy is doing the same move over and over again, and I'm like, that is me, because I suck at Mortal Kombat.
Oh, so you just
I will do the same move over and over again. I'm terrible at it. I like it, but I'm terrible at it.
That's funny. Yeah, I agree. I mean, my cousins probably got mad at me because I would straight up smash the buttons, just smashing them, just see what's going to happen. But ultimately, yeah, let's go ahead and give our marks on it.
All right.
Real quick. So, because Bill doesn't want us to ruin it. Bill, I understand, bro. I'm not going to ruin it.
Well, maybe he didn't like it.
Or maybe he didn't like it. Yeah, let us know. Did you like it, Bill, or did you not like it?
It's either I haven't seen it or I hated this movie.
I hate this movie. Please do not talk about it. Yeah. If you haven't seen it and you have HBO Max, you can watch it. Unless you are waiting to go to theaters, you go to Clarksville.
Clarksville at the moment.
Nashville.
But you can go to Nashville too.
Yeah.
in that area.
So with that being said, real quick, before we even get to our marks, you've now went back to see a total of 3 or 4 movies now in theaters.
Yeah. The Unholy, Nobody, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Mortal Kombat.
How was Nobody for you?
Nobody was fun.
Was
it? It was. It was a fun movie. Christopher Lloyd stole it with his action scenes. I mean, who would think Doc Brown in his 80s could do action, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know
And-
what? And I haven't really seen him in anything lately.
Yeah, I mean, he is hilarious in Nobody. It's an overall good story.
Mhm.
It's not like John Wick though. It's not on that same level, but it's still a solid action movie. The Unholy's awful. It'll make my worst list of 2021.
What is that about, if you don't mind me asking?
It's a ghost story about this girl that's about to marry, coming back or being resurrected. But
Okay.
a demon's possessing the woman, and she's manipulating the people, and kind of what's going on in the world today.
Oh, so someone just asked you the same question, pretty much. Crystal Bailey says, "Was I guess
No.
Unholy?"
It's awful.
Says no.
Jeffrey D. Morgan's good though.
Okay.
He's somewhat the saving grace of that movie, even though it's not good.
Well,
He's entertaining.
oh, well, I should have put this up. I'm sorry. I created banners and we talking about Mortal Kombat. So real quick, my quick thoughts on my rating and then my thoughts. So my ratings, I'm going to give Mortal Kombat 4 markouts out of 5. Reason, because I did enjoy. I was really enjoyed the movie the whole way through. I was never bored. I did, however, didn't really like the Cole character. I was confused by him. Also, I didn't really like that it didn't have straight up competitions, the way that I remember Mortal Kombat being. So that's the only reason why I don't give it a 5. I didn't think it's boring. I thought it was a good time. So 4 out of 5.
Yeah. My initial score was 3.75, but we don't do that here. So I have to either go down to 3.5 or 4. I'm going to go 4. My reason for is the fights were amazing. The visuals were amazing. The fatalities were fan service, but amazing. Story, it lacked a story, really, but it's Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting game adaptation. So, I mean, I forgive all that. But my issues is Liu Kang, a little bit of Raiden. I feel like Raiden doesn't do anything in these movies, and I really wish he would, because in the games he's part of the tournament.
Now I will say that in this movie it is a step up for the rating.
Oh
for
yeah,
the casting of rating.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
It's
But
better.
he can do more.
I mean, yeah, he could do more definitely. I
Shang
agree.
Tsung
It
could do
doesn't
more.
really show his power, show his.
Yeah,
he's a
Goro was nice to see, but I felt wasted.
Yeah.
Well, he mentioned Cole. I'm not a fan of Cole. I have felt like he just replaced Johnny Cage, and
But yeah, we ain't gonna.
I ain't gonna say anything,
just
but
case-
I'm just saying his character replaced Johnny Cage. I felt if Johnny Cage would have been in this, it would have been repeating the first movie, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So now we're switching over to Forget Paris, the movie review for Forget Paris. Real quick, and I'm going to show a quick little trailer, not a long trailer. Mickey, a NBA referee, meets Ellen, an American airline official in Paris. It develops into a relationship of ups and downs. Directed by Billy Crystal, written by Billy Crystal and Lowell Gaines, and also starred Billy Crystal, Deborah Winger, Joe Montana, and a host of other people, including the voice of Marge Simpson.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah, of course, you got to go there. When I first started talking, I'm like, that's totally Marge Simpson.
Yeah,
and I looked it up. I'm like,
obvious. Yeah, it was obvious. I was like, man, I love her voice though.
It's just really like, it's like pretty much if Marge Simpson was a real person was in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, because the same lady does the voice of Marge and her sisters, and so you that raspy.
Yeah, it's
iconic.
It is an iconic voice.
Yeah. But all right, well, as I always do at this time, I'm turning it over to Brandon to hit you with them numbers.
He's gonna hit me.
I'm not gonna, literally hit you. I like you, Brandon.
Oh, I appreciate that, Aaron. It's got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. 50% like this on Rotten Tomatoes. Letterboxd gives it a 3 out of 5, and 84% like it on Google.
What's the
Audience?
on Rotten Tomatoes.
The audience score.
Eventually, he's pressing it.
I'm pressing it.
Maybe it's up.
It's loading. 56% audience score.
Oh, it's terrible. You know, I'm so surprised by it because I like this movie so much. Real quick, let me hit you with a bit of a trailer for the movie, and we'll be right back. Just short one. We're not going to go all the way in.
I don't know, maybe I got married too fast.
No, there's no such thing as too fast or too slow. It's whenever it's right. Well, you did move a little fast.
I wasn't looking for anybody, but he just came along.
Mickey.
No basket! No basket after the buzzer! Are you crazy? No, you didn't get it off, Charles. You didn't get it off.
He was so different than the ones I knew.
He's adorable. Every time I see him, I want to pick him up and give him a hug.
You're out of here, Kareem. What are you doing? This is my farewell game. Well, let me be the first to say farewell.
I love being a referee.
Wake up and drop dead. I hate your guts. I hope you die.
All right, that's all I'm going to show of it. So the gist of this movie pretty much is Billy Crystal flies to Paris to bury his father, who was in Normandy, the D-Day invasion, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know war, but yeah, he was there, and he's the only one who survived amongst his comrades, and so he decides we got more Kombat playing up at the time.
I don't know war.
Yeah, I don't know war, but so he goes to bury his dad, and the airlines lose his father.
Yes, they lose his father. It was.
He said it's my favorite little line that he says right there is, "If I was Hitler, you'd give me my father."
It's true, they would.
But yeah, it's just like it just feels like a Billy Crystal comedy. But
it does. It feels. It is.
It is, but you know, but it feels like it feels along the lines of like say City Slickers and stuff, like in the sense of, you know, you can feel his heart in the project.
Well, I mean, he wrote it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Brandon, come on, man, say something, Brandon, other than smart aleck remarks. No,
that's what I get paid to do.
You don't get paid. We don't get paid, Brandon.
Well, we have made $33.
This is pro bono.
But
yeah. But go ahead though.
But it does feel like Billy. He wrote it. He did everything but directed, I believe. I think.
No, he did direct it.
He directed it too. Oh my God!
I said he directed it.
I didn't see that on the credits, but all right, yeah, this is definitely a Billy Crystal project.
Yeah.
So, and he's good in the movie. Like
he's not lazy in the movie at all.
No, he's really good. He's on. His comedic timing's it's like I would say one of his better performances, comedy wise.
Yeah.
Like since maybe City Slickers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this was like maybe done 5 years after City Slickers, but this is an old movie. But he was on, and I haven't seen a lot of his comedies. Like I haven't seen My Giant, or
this is your first time seeing this film.
Yeah, first time. Like I like Billy, but he's never been one of my favorites.
He hasn't been your go-to like Robin.
He ain't Robin, but
yeah, he ain't Robin, but
he's funny. He's funny.
Speaking of Robin, he's up on the screen there. But and Birdcage,
yeah, that's classic Robin.
But yeah, no, Billy is like in this movie. I love the idea of like the premise of how, because all right, so we gotta set it up. You have Joe Mantegna, with his fiance in a restaurant, and they talk about how they met over
while they're waiting for him.
Yeah, a fax. So she faxed him, and the fax was off by a digit, and he faxed her back to correct it, and then they start faxing one another, and now they are in love and about to get married. And they thought this is the strangest way possibly anyone could ever meet someone. And then
it's crazy that they met because they lost his father at the airport.
Explain what I mean by losing his father.
He got misplaced in another country, right?
Did
he go somewhere else?
They sent him to Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah, and But in the meantime, while he doesn't, after he buries his father, she shows up because she's like, no one should bury their father alone.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to leave, and he doesn't leave. He ends up staying in Paris
because he like really was smitten by her.
Yeah.
And he feels like, well, since I'm here, I should see some stuff. And he says, do y'all have anything? And she's like, yeah, we got stuff. And then she's like, would you like to see the Eiffel Tower? He's like, oh, that's here.
Yeah.
But and then it's just a beautiful montage of him seeing everything.
I love the line of, got anything else? After he sees the Eiffel Tower, like, that's nothing.
Yeah. What else you got? Yeah, we got some more stuff.
I also love the line where
Mona Lisa.
Yeah, I love the line where he says, "It's like New York, but different." It's just different. I love that, man. He's got some like very funny moments and very sweet moments and very tender moments, and I love that. It was a very charming rom-com.
Yeah, it really was. And I heard a reviewer on YouTube mentioning, because there's not really many reviews on this movie on YouTube, and so one I found, he's talked about, imagine if Romeo and Juliet, which is like one of the greatest romance in history. Yeah, I'm afraid he's gonna
jump out the window.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but yeah, he said, what if Romeo and Juliet wasn't truly the romantic movie, like their whirlwind romance? What happens after the credits roll and they didn't die? How would that be? And this is like so. What if those romantic comedies where people get together and it's soar? What happens after the honeymoon and the marriage begins? And it's just really great, and they have genuine, real moments, but it has a lot of great comedic moments in this movie. So we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned on air or we mentioned it prior, but so the movie starts with a lady at a keyboard, and you think, well, maybe church or whatever, and then like it pans to reveal like they are in Phoenix,
Arizona. Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals
with the Phoenix Suns and my boy Charles Barkley. I'm a huge Barkley fan, and playing the
David Robinson
and the Spurs.
Yeah.
Before there's a Tim Duncan, there's a David Robinson, and so.
Oh yeah.
And so in this game, it starts off with the coach. He's telling them, "All right, we got like 5.5 seconds or 10 seconds on the board or whatever." Like a little bit of time.
A little bit, yeah.
Enough time to inbound it and get a good shot and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to give the ball to Charles Barkley, and Charles Barkley gets it. He's trying to find the shot, and he pulls off a perfect release, and the basket goes in. They celebrate. Then all of a sudden you hear a whistle, and here reveals Billy Crystal as the referee, Mickey. And he's like, no basket. It was after the buzzer. Shot didn't count.
And this is before replay.
And he the people, like the security guy said, I don't want to protect you, but I will.
Yeah. What another thing I love about this movie is the era it's in, especially with basketball. In my opinion, the best era of the NBA.
Like 90s, yeah.
Yeah, this was the 90s.
You had a young Jordan. You had a young, still on fire. You had a young Shaquille O'Neal just now getting in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best era, in my opinion, of entertainment, but good basketball, hard basketball, not today's basketball.
Not sissy ball, wimpy ball.
Yeah, today's is. I mean, it's okay, it's entertaining, but it's just not as good. I mean, the players are good, but it's missing the 90s. attitude.
Yeah.
But I love that these players, David Robinson, Charles Barkley,
He was really in this movie.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shows up, which is hilarious because he was definitely past his retirement.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller's in the movie.
Yeah.
They show footage of Michael Jordan
Yeah.
dunking on somebody.
And there's not only Reggie.
Spud Webb.
Spud Webb.
Yeah. I love that line. It says, "You're the only one I can talk to."
Yeah. Yeah, and it's man. So this man, I loved the aspect of seeing real NBA players and they're not fictitious players. Like there's Thunder Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson. It was just really good just to see this. And this is I'm getting giddy because I loved the Suns at this time. I really was a huge Charles Barkley fan, and was really like I rooted for him against Jordan. I know how weird that is. I rooted for him against Jordan.
I rooted for everybody against Jordan.
So I was so mad when they lost to Jordan. I think
Sir Charles' only appearance in the finals.
Yeah, this movie, and Billy Crystal seemed like he would be a referee.
He felt like a real referee, someone you could really hate as a fan. I mean,
but he called it. But that's just the point too. He called the shot right. It was off. He hadn't yet released the ball when the buzzer went off. I believe the rule is, and y'all can correct me, Bill Dozer, if you're still watching, y'all can correct me. I believe that the ball has to be off your fingers out of your hands by the time the buzzer goes. And if it's just like, and he was just like 1/10 of a second, just released it.
Yeah.
And so the shot didn't count. And so it's very controversial.
Very controversial. It's Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. The Suns win. They go on to the NBA Finals. I mean, it doesn't get any more controversial than that. And we never find out who won the series.
Well, we know that it wasn't. We know that it wasn't the Spurs because San Antonio later pops up playing. Who did we see? I want to say is Reggie Miller, the Pistons.
Pacers.
So Pacers, yeah, Pacers. Oh well, we see the Pistons as well.
Yeah, we do. Isaiah gets thrown out.
We see Isaiah in Kareem's farewell game.
Yeah, he gets thrown out because he's laughing.
Oh, we gotta talk about it. Anyway. So he's a referee. She's pretty much a manager at an airport in France, and they come back to the United States, and she leaves her job to come back for him, and Mickey doesn't really see anything wrong with it. He's a creature of habit. Like he goes to eat, he always gets veal parmigiana. He never gets anything different. He goes see a movie, doesn't really change. Only thing in life that made him want to change was after Paris. He wanted to go to museums.
He wanted to go to a museum, art museum.
His friends was like, "What?"
I feel that, man. I want to go to an art museum too.
But we didn't even bring this up. We was mentioning it when we went away from it. So essentially, this whole movie is being told by way of a story.
Yeah.
To the fiance of Joe Montana, who is at a dinner. She's waiting for all the rest of the friends to come, and one of the guests is going to be Mickey. And so at the whole movie, you're wondering if Mickey and Ellen is going to show up together, because he tells her the story of how they met, and then she's so happy and stuff like that. And then like another couple shows up, and they're like, well, then they had problems. That's when Marge Simpson shows up.
Yes, the guy from My Girl and
the dad. He played in he's been in a lot of stuff, man.
I think he was in Leviathan or
he was in. I think he was also in Predator, not Predator. He was in Alien. I want to say he's also in Alien.
Well, maybe it's Alien.
No. He was in.
I love the guy though. He's in both My Girl films.
He was in The Thing. He's in The Thing.
Yes, he is in The Thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was trying to think, because he's a lot older in this movie, but is he still living? I wonder.
I think so.
But yeah, he man. So tell about that part.
Yeah, they get there. It's like, oh, are they coming together? It's it's like, well, what do you mean together? It's like, ooh, it didn't.
Richard Mauser.
Yeah, so he starts telling the story of when things started to fall apart for him, and she wanted to go back to
License to Drive.
He's a father in License to Drive, and I'm marking out because of it.
I totally forgot that he was a father.
I did too. Oh man, it's awesome. Yeah, he's telling the story about how things started to fall apart because she wants to go back to work and eventually move to Texas.
Yeah, she has a horrible job working for the same airline, but like in customs or something. Like she's in the lowest level.
I feel that
job,
like working at Walmart, man. It was horrible.
I imagine so. Nobody likes Walmart, but
nobody.
But not even people that work at Walmart.
No, I know this.
but no, she has that job. Mickey's back on the road, but she is miserable because she wants to go back to work.
Yep. Totally understandable.
And so what happens is Mickey then decides to take a leave of absence from the NBA and become a car dealer, which is terrible. Not only that, they move her father in, and we got to show you a little bit of the father. Now, if you ever seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, he was the uncle in that movie.
He's also on the show Wings.
He's also on the show Wings. You're gonna recognize he's a very recognizable actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. I believe he's passed away now. I'm pretty sure the man's dead by now. He was like at least 80 in this movie. But yeah, let me show you real quick. The dad.
You asked for it. You got it. Toyota. You asked for it. You got it. Toyota. You got it. Toyota. You asked for it, you got it, Toyota. Edge Tropical Aquarium.
All right, so we're going to show the whole thing. But yeah, you asked for it,
you got it.
Toyota.
I hurt my nose.
I guess you didn't ask for it, but
not properly.
But yeah, so and it's funny. I just looked up the guy's name. I'm gonna mention him. He pretty much doesn't have lines in this movie, other than that.
I'm pretty sure
William Hickey.
I'm pretty sure they just died
in 1997, like 2 years after this movie.
Do your thing. Don't even give this man a script. Just let him. Because, if you've seen him in anything, it just feels like it's not scripted.
and actually, I felt that he stole the show. When he was on screen.
That's what he does or did do. He was a comic genius for someone that wasn't a lead in anything he did. I don't think he was a lead in anything.
Even in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, he was. What you're seeing is just what's name from the Space Center or whatever. He throws he blows up. But
I want to say he's also in Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah, he did a voice in what they said Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So but yeah, he was just God rest his soul. But yeah, he was just so memorable in there. And we all can relate to having someone in your life that you'd be like, the way that he did it, or being in a situation where you around someone that you are kind of a little bit more quirkier than you are. You just
I feel like he's pointing at me without saying it.
What makes you think that? No, it's funny. But no, I just really thought that he was really great in this movie. What did you think about? Now, did you geek out at all or mark out at all when you seen the voice of the lady who plays Marge Simpson?
I was like, when she first came on, I was like, man, she sounds like Marge Simpson. I was like, and she just kept on talking. I just kept on smiling, you know. I just like, man, this is awesome. But I marked out at quite a few scenes, though. I mean,
quite a few. Oh man, the dialogue in this movie, so the dialogue is very crisp. Like in the dinner scenes when Richard Mouser when he's talking, his wife is Marge Simpson, voice lady, but she's talking. And they're talking about how Ellen got like a safety man to drive across town with because she was afraid of being by herself. And then like she says, "Oh yeah, that's great. My sister has one of those and nobody bothers her." He says, "Sure, I'm sure that's the reason."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Gosh.
It was a good funny moment. It was. I mean, the whole scenario though, them telling a story, I felt was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was smart.
Great way of introducing it.
Yeah,
like
introducing Billy's character, Deborah's character, and then you see them interact with each other, and it felt like a real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like beginning, it's perfect. Get to the middle, it's not so perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then of course the end of their relationship, it's a disaster, just waiting to happen, and
it's messy.
It is messy,
and
it is,
and there's
any
no
relationship that falls apart is messy.
Yeah, it's no simple fix, and things like that. Like I like how everybody that shows up at the dinner. There's so many things about this dinner scene. Mm-hmm. And so the dinner scene is it's how it's narrated, but it's narrated by way of the story being told to this lady, and even the waiter pops up and he's like, I thought, because he's been listening to the story too.
Yeah.
So everybody pretty much has really like learned of their story, so every time another guest pops up, they come with a little bit more information. So Joe had his little bit of information, but he wanted to leave it there with the romantic and didn't really want to dive into the bitterness that happened within the relationship. But then when Richard and Marge shows up, they pretty much was like, "Oh, well, are they still together?" And then she's like, "What do you mean by that?"
And
then
can't tell.
And then they dive into what happened after they get back from Paris, and and after the honeymoon, and goes over that part. And then whenever the other referee guy shows up, who's pretty much a prick, he shows up.
You don't like him? I always remember him from The Rock, the movie The Rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen him in some more stuff.
Yeah, he's been in a few things, but that movie itself, it just reminded because he almost loses his hand because of the great Sean Connery. God rest his soul. But
Sean Connery.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, but that guy, yeah, him. He was good. You thought he was a prick?
Yeah, I think that's what his character is supposed to come off that way. He's supposed to come off as a. I just looked at that scene where he ordered it and he said he didn't know what he ordered. He said something. But yeah, I thought that he was because he refers to his wife as Mrs. Jack, the second Mrs. Jack. And it just seems like he's more like he's blue. You know what I mean? Like he's very like he's not really rude, but that's just who he is. Yeah. But every character in here, nobody's a throwaway character.
No.
And but I love how like they were telling the story, and that's telling more of the bitterness of the story.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Since he's a prick.
Yeah, he is a prick. but just and the whole time, she said, like one of them said, "Did you not tell him? What did you tell him about the baby?" And then they started talking about everything else. She says, "If somebody don't tell me about that baby, I'm gonna kill someone." And then they start telling her about the baby, so they try to get pregnant. And
yeah, I've never experienced anything like that. I don't think I could take that.
And she couldn't have kids, but she was gonna do artificial insemination. But Mickey also, I think it was selfish of him to like. He says he just couldn't do it there, and he drove all the way home and stuff like that.
Yeah, that wasn't right. That wasn't smart. That was just dumb.
Yeah.
On his part, that he drove home. He felt more comfortable doing it at home, and you know,
he pretty
it was
much made,
selfish.
and also it seems like he made light of a lot of stuff. You know, which that's how it came across to me. Is he would make light of you know the things that she'll want to like do things like you know like whenever they go to the ballet, not ballet, but say opera, and see like Phantom of the Opera and stuff like that. He pretty much is like, yeah, school days, you know. He's just like, and he's like, yo, the veal parmesan is good. You know, it just really is, and you know, like setting his ways.
That's what I was gonna say. Was setting his ways.
Yeah, and so at one point, the last really big blow up came when she her job offered her to move to Texas for a promotion, and he said no. Our home is my home's in L.A. And he says, you want to talk about how much I sacrificed for us, and which is a low ball because in reality I'm in her corner because she in reality she sacrificed a lot for him. She literally moved continents, you know, to come to be with him. Gave up her job. Then she just when he gave up his didn't really give up his job. He put it on hold, and her job picked up, and he wasn't happy, so he went back to work.
Yeah.
But he really wasn't happy doing that either because she wasn't happy. And yeah, so
yeah, when she leaves, because if he doesn't go to Texas, she's going back to France.
Yeah.
So she ends up leaving, and he goes back to work.
What's the reason she gave? She said, tell the reason that she said that. She said why she suggested Texas first, but then she ultimately was going to go to Paris.
And she suggested Texas because they would be together. But if he wasn't going to come, she was just going to go to Paris to be by herself.
Absolutely. She said that she felt that it was unfair of her to ask him to move back to Paris with her.
Yeah.
So she would sacrifice and take the job in Texas.
Yeah.
Instead of Paris.
Absolutely. I mean,
so,
I mean, you look at it, I hate on Pop. it was. I could definitely see her side of it to it more than Mickey's, but I don't know. He was stubborn.
Yeah.
Very stubborn, and like you said, he was setting his ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but it's Billy Crystal. I mean, you kind of want him to be stubborn. You want to laugh.
He is at
what happens next.
His humor is a sarcastic humor.
Yeah.
But it's also a precocious. Like you really, like you feel happiness when you see Billy Crystal.
You do.
You know he's easily one of my favorite comedic actors. He'll be in the top 10 list, I would say.
Comedic actors?
Yeah, of comedic actors. Yeah, I consider him like he's one of the best comedic actors that has ever done it. Now the best would probably be Robin Williams, hands down, because Robin had such a dynamic about himself that but now I go back and watch Robin. Will you stop playing with the dog?
I'm not trying to.
he thinks you're playing with him, but
coming from my water.
Well, don't let him get your water, Jaws. But yeah, I feel like I was talking about Robin real quick. I think that Robin had such a you can see his comedy, but then when I go back and watch him, I see his pain beneath everything. That's why he was so good at going very painful.
Yeah.
And because it was a reflection of who he truly was and what was going on with him. But easily, Robin Williams would probably be the greatest comedic actor to ever live, in my opinion, or at least one of them. James Stewart is up there, for sure.
Oh, his comedy?
No, but he has.
I haven't seen a lot of his comedies. Harvey is really good.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there for the people that haven't seen Harvey. If you can find it, check it out. It's marvelous.
I guess it's James.
It really is. I gave it
Stewart.
5 stars. I love Jimmy Stewart though. Jimmy makes me happy. If I'm having a bad day, put in a Jimmy Stewart movie and I'm happy instantly. The guy just he does
it for you.
He does it for me.
But but no, Jim Stewart's good. But yeah,
they should have cloned him.
No, no. Well, I think we need the original, and we're good. Don't need them, but
We do actually need him.
but
Today's actors, man.
yeah. But my point was this: as we got one viewer now, but um, I feel like the I feel like this movie was just a great romantic comedy that um, did it in a different way. It's not like your traditional romantic comedy film,
Yeah.
where you're going along with the journey. Like this, everything that you're seeing on screen has already happened over the course of years, and it's just being told to this lady. Where at the end, obviously.
It brings up something. But go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Every time someone comes in the room with this lady, she's crying. She says, why does every woman you have cry?
Mhm.
And everybody says it, that she's always crying.
Well, he always make. I guess Joe Montana. I don't even. I don't even know his name in this movie, but Joe Montana. Every woman that he's with ends up crying,
Yeah.
and so it's just like his little thing, and um, he's about to get married, and you can see in the backstory when they tell the story, like he always leaves out the fact he always says like, oh, when he called me, I was home sleeping, but he was really with this other woman.
Yeah.
Or I was, with him at the time, but he leaves out the point that he was with another woman. Uh, but this woman was special. This woman that he's with is special, and he, you know, he has his own little things that he's dealing with. Like he's about to get married, and in the movie, there's one part where he's like, the difference between me and you, Mickey, is the fact that you're married and I'm still pretty much a bachelor. I can do what I want, da da da. But you got to do this, And now he is that guy, Rodin. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he's that guy. I just wonder though, like how many years apart was this when he was on the phone with a woman?
um,
Because that could actually confuse the audience.
like the
I didn't pick up on that. I mean, I know he's with a woman. I just assumed it was the same woman he was marrying.
no, it was a different woman. It was a blonde.
I didn't pay attention to her. Yeah, you're right. She was blonde, and the woman he's marrying is not.
Yeah, every time it shows another woman that he's with, it was always a blonde. Um,
Oh, this is streaming.
yeah, yeah, but yeah,
I had to buy it.
I got it. I got it as well, but I choose to stream it. But anyway, um, I I love the heartfelt. So at the end, oh, there's my boy David Robinson. David Robinson was such a goat. People, he's underrated. But him and Stockton. No. That's not the same one. David Robinson and who was his little?
Avery Johnson.
Yeah. But no, but oh man.
Man, it's sad that I just knew that right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
my NBA knowledge is gold.
But
For the 90s, not today though.
yeah, but no, I think
I can tell you
that
the point guard is today.
no, but I do want to say this though. I think that the like so everything whenever we get back to Mickey and his story, and you see like within their relationship, like I think that they made a great couple together in this movie. They were believable as a couple.
Yeah, they were. And you were rooting for them, but I actually thought at one point in time this was going to be like a real life rom-com. Like they weren't actually going to end up together.
Well, and that's the point. I want to bring that up too. So
I actually had a conversation about this last night with somebody.
At the end of the movie, so after she leaves to go to Paris and he leaves to go to Sacramento for the game, time has passed. Now they're back at the table, and the girl is like so sad because for all she knows, they didn't make it. They didn't make it together, and she's so sad and hurt, and she's crying and snotting and everything, and and they wonder where Mickey is because they're in New York, and the Knicks game is going over.
There's Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. Look at Patrick. He had no lines in this movie, but it's just so good to see Patrick Ewing. Supersonics, man, that's a team nobody don't hear about because they're no longer in the NBA. They actually are the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were bought out, but nobody cares about OKC either. Sorry.
Well, no one cares now, but
we did care.
We did
when they had
Durant,
Kevin Durant,
Westbrook, Harden.
Yeah, they had a squad. Serge Ibaka, they had like a good little squad.
And last year they had Chris Paul.
Yeah.
He's no longer there either. He's with the Suns, who are doing really well. You like the Phoenix Suns, so
I should go back on. I haven't watched NBA today.
They're in the playoffs.
Okay, I didn't know.
No,
I just don't want LA to win. But anyway.
I don't think they're going to.
But anyway. So they were like, well, what's taking them? The game should have been wrapped by now. Some guy comes over to the table. Hey, y'all want to know what happened at the Knicks game?
I just love that Billy's dancing when Reggie Miller's got the ball.
Well, you see when one of the girls walked by, he said, I was with your woman last night. Reggie Miller's such a I know I'm all over the place, but I really gotta say this. New York Knicks hated Reggie Miller's guts. They hated Reggie Miller.
Good reason.
Yeah, Reggie is so good. Reggie is so good. That impossible shot where he got it and then got the ball back and then got shot again. Impossible. He
was deadly from three.
So good. Reggie is easily like one of the greatest 3-point shooters in the history of NBA. Choke. He did that to Spike. But yeah, a technical foul. Hey.
Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
Chris Mullin.
Oh man. Yeah, you're 90 knowledge, bro.
Spud.
Did you like Spud because he is so small and he can dunk?
Yeah, Spud was awesome.
Okay.
You remember Spud?
Yeah, everybody remembers Spud well. But anyway, so at the end of this, so at the end of the movie, this is the one where he kicks out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his farewell game in Detroit. This takes place in Detroit.
But it makes no sense.
Well, I can understand that. Whenever, like when Kobe was retiring or Jordan, wherever they were, man, they just showed them some honor and stuff because it's big when those players go. Man, you want to show some respect. You want to show some respect to a Jordan, to a Kobe, to a Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like put Ray in there. I like Ray Allen. I'm a Celtics fan too. But
you know who he's not going to mention? He's not going to mention LeBron.
No, not yet. Maybe in years. You give him the finger. But anyway. So
Kurt Rambis. Giving him his goggles.
Yeah. But anyway, there is at the end of this movie, he's like the dude's playing saxophone and he's thinking about Paris. He tried to forget Paris. He started thinking about Paris and his time specifically with her in Paris. And he tells his coaching buddy who was in Tales from the Hood. He was the dude that came back to kill the police officers, the zombie guy. But anyway, he
I don't know.
You should watch these movies, bro. But anyway,
how we went there.
I gotta tell who people are. But anyway, look. Oh, real quick, he kicks Kareem out, and for no reason. That was just such a bad thing to give him a technical foul.
Look at Isaiah laughing.
But let me be the first to say farewell. Oh, okay, let me first farewell. It's like I love it, and then like Isaiah, he gives him a technical and throws him out. He said they throw out like both coaches, some of the bench, and the guy that pours the cheese on the nachos. Just great writing. Look, Lambert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw him out too.
I mean, he's just throwing everybody out. He's gone completely mad.
The Pistons at this point weren't really that good. All right,
the Pistons at this point weren't real.
Because Isaiah left in like 88, 89.
He left. He left in the early 90s, early 90s.
92.
So around that. This is
because Jordan.
I mean, Jabbar was not playing in 95, no. So
but it
doesn't actually say the year for this movie.
No,
so they can make it work.
It doesn't have to be 95. Like clearly, if they probably met back in 80 something.
Yeah.
And it went over the course of so many years. You know, which I guess there's a Subaru in here at one point they was driving. But anyway, so I just love seeing that. But all right, so he ends up about to leave the game, and at the same time she finds him at the game, and then they just share a moment and kiss, and then the woman is like, "Oh my God, it's got to be them! It's got to be them!" You know.
Yeah.
And then she's crying, and then that's when he pops up at the end in person. It's like, why every woman you're with always crying? And then like she's like, "Hey, here's Mick, and there's Ellen," and then like she goes and gives them the biggest hug, like she knows them. And they're looking at her like, "Who is this lady?"
Yeah, I know. It was a great moment, though.
Oh, I got a little weepy.
Got a little weepy. I'm proud of you, Aaron, to get a little weepy finally.
Yeah, well, I'm a human. I love romantic comedies. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a huge romantic comedy fan.
He loves the romance.
I love the romance. I guess maybe I just don't understand.
We need to review The Notebook then.
Why would you go there?
He just said he loved the romance.
But it's a romance. It's not a romantic comedy. It's a romance.
All right.
2 different genres, bro.
50 First Dates.
Such a waste of movie. What are you doing?
It's Sandler. It's Drew.
I know, but if you're gonna,
I just bought it today.
That's why. If you're gonna do a Sandler, no, if you're gonna do a Sandler and Drew, you gotta do the Wedding Singer. SD.
Don't have
iconic,
the Wedding Singer.
That's the most iconic.
I know it's the most iconic, but I don't have it.
Yeah, but I guess you're gonna be getting it.
When I find it, I'll get it.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. I can do When Harry Met Sally, but you know,
yeah, it's Billy, and it's my girl Meg.
But we already did a Billy, so we can't do another Billy.
Well, no,
we gotta wait to do Billy.
I mean, I know all that. I'm just saying, I bought it today.
What else did you buy, Brandon? Since we're on this topic.
Oh man, Star of Echoes. I bought Walking.
You got bacon?
Yeah, I got bacon. I love bacon. We love bacon.
Bacon's
been the most influential actor,
most reviewed person on this show, on this podcast.
One day, we will get Kevin Bacon on the show.
I agree. It's what happened.
That's what it's gonna happen.
If anybody know him and no contacts, please hook us up.
Don't do that.
We will review Bacon.
We just said we will get him, and now you're asking if people know him.
Cena.
I can't see him. I can't see Cena.
That's funny. Anyway, all right. So at the end of this movie, I brought that up to bring this up too. So although they end up at the restaurant together, and he orders the veal, not Parmigiana, but veal. Something piccata, something like that. Veal piccata.
It was something different.
He ordered something different, and they like, oh, that's great. It's not really implied that they will work out. I mean, you would hope they worked out, but who knows what happens after that?
Yeah.
I
feel you.
But it's such. I mean, it's such a real ending, though. I think it's such a real ending, even though people going on the NBA court. There's no way she could have made it on the NBA court.
Nah, that's Hollywood. But other than that, and maybe the ending itself, I felt was a realistic rom-com. Like I felt like this would have really happened over time.
And I felt like everybody that's at that table were like friends. It did seem like though the referee was being introduced to Joe Montana,
which would be weird because they're at the games together. So, but it would be weird.
But I guess they don't really know each other as well as say Joe Montana, the dude from The Thing, and that group knows each other. I don't know why the referee. This is not a plot hole, but I'm just now curious as to why would the referee be at this dinner? Is it because he's not really friends with Joe.
That's true.
And his wife, no, they're not friends with Joe. They're all friends with Billy,
But it's not Billy's
but
dinner.
but it's not Billy's dinner. So why would they be there? Because they
Maybe.
needed somebody to carry that third
Yeah.
story.
They needed it.
Then
why
bring
they're
it to
there.
the third act. That's
why
why.
they're there.
That's the only reason. There's like no legitimate reason why that because we've never seen them at all interact in this movie.
Yeah, the other referee wasn't there.
No. Yeah, he wasn't there. Why wasn't he invited?
I know.
I'm not gonna say why.
Oh, don't you go there. Don't. We went through one episode now where you didn't go there.
I'm not gonna go there.
He's gonna go there.
I'm not gonna go there. But yeah. So,
He's gonna
but
pull it.
no. But seriously, like this is the only plot hole I can really think about in this movie. Is there is no real reason for that referee, the prick referee, and his wife to be at that dinner. And then it would have made sense. It wouldn't be an issue if he had not introduced himself to Joe. They introduced themselves. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to you.
Why would they be there?
Ask a question, Aaron.
Yeah.
Do you think people look for plot holes during watching movies instead
No.
of being entertained by them? It's
No,
a legitimate question.
No. I was really entertained by this movie. This is now after the fact I think about this plot hole.
I know people that will watch a movie and look for plot holes.
I know. I think I probably know those people too. But yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah. No.
That's not what I was going for, Aaron.
But yeah, I mean, we all know some people that would.
But there are people that just genuinely look for the plot holes, so they
essentially,
can tear it apart.
essentially, they're like the people that was in Galaxy Quest that just went to the convention just to rip the cast, not really to be there to celebrate them or to get autographs, but just to be punks.
Oh man, I know there's people out there like that.
Yeah, no, that's not me.
It was a legitimate question.
Yeah, no.
If you agreed that there were people like that,
I agree that there is people like that. I personally am not like that. I like now if there's a movie, so I'm going to talk about it real quick. All right, so I just recently watched the Robin Roberts presents Mahalia Jackson, or Mahalia. It's about Mahalia Jackson. She was a legendary gospel singer that came up. She was born in 1927, but she revolutionized the gospel music industry. She was pretty much known as the Queen of Gospel, kind of like Aretha is the Queen of Soul. She's the Queen of Gospel. She always sung gospel. She didn't stray from that. But what I didn't like about that movie is it doesn't define time. Like when the story progresses, like you'll see her talking to somebody, and then the story regresses, and she's in a different, like she's like at a beauty shop, but you think it's within the same day or maybe a different day or so, but it's been like 12 years to pass. I'm like, and she hasn't aged any, and you're like, and so when it's like she adopts a little boy, and then like the next scene he's like 20, I'm like, who's this kid? Who's this person? And he's like. Yeah. My wife was like, "That's the little boy." I'm like, I said, "How would I have known that? Like, who's that guy?"
Yeah, it takes you out.
Yeah.
The movie for the moment.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what I think. It's not that you got to dumb it down for us, and this movie, Forget Paris, does not dumb it down for you. But I think that movies should allow you to. It not nudge you, but it shouldn't, like, you shouldn't have to really think about it or just wonder, like, how did we get here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Look, there's the Laker girls.
It's the Lakers and they're girls.
Yes, they are. We all stopped talking. But anyway,
so you ready to give the scores for Forget Paris?
Hey, I thought that was for a second there. It looked like what's name? Demi Moore, but it's not. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever worked with Billy.
Yeah,
I don't think she would be a Laker girl anyway.
No, I'm ready to give the scores.
Go ahead, Aaron.
All right, I'm going to give this movie 5 markouts out of 5. Even though everybody else everywhere on the internet didn't give it a score like that, I'm going to give it that score because I don't know if this is Billy's first directorial debut, but if it is, he did a really good job with it. I think the story is solid. The bookends of telling the story at a restaurant and closing it at the restaurant. I think that was great. And you kind of from from the characters you meet, you get invested in the characters. Even the whimpering lady at the restaurant, you get invested in her, and so I give it 5, man. I really and I leave the movie thinking that they survived and had a beautiful marriage.
Beauty, just beautiful, Aaron. Should be a poet.
I should.
I will go ahead and give it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think it's an excellent movie. I think it's a very charming rom-com. I mean, if you're in the mood for rom-coms, romantic comedies, I think this is one you would want to pop in. If you don't have streaming, that is, and if you own it,
or if you want to buy it, it's on.
Yeah,
Prime. But if you want to see it free, Tubi TV has it. It's
Tubi
TV.
I used to watch Tubi.
Yeah.
I watched some old Michael Dudikoff films on Tubi.
Michael Dudikoff. I ain't heard that name in a while. But
yeah, he hasn't been relevant in 20 years, but probably longer than that. He hasn't been relevant since the American Ninjas. So, but I always
although Tubi freezes. But yeah. But no, go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, I mean,
that looks pretty awesome.
Oh, Without Remorse.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a very charming film. I thought Billy was awesome in it. Deborah Winger, who I really like an urban cowboy. Leap of Faith with Steve Martin.
I haven't seen her in anything lately.
Yeah, me either.
Like there was this string of leading ladies in the 90s, like her, Deborah Winger. What's the name of the girl, the lady? She was in Michael. You know what I'm talking about. You see her face, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's also in, like, I want to say Multiplicity.
Yeah.
But yeah, her.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Yeah, just.
She was in St. Elmo's Fire as well. Andy McDowell.
Andy McDowell.
There you go. Yeah, she doesn't do a whole lot.
You just like there was a string of there was like so we're gonna talk about it real quick. Romantic comedies. You have your Meg Ryans, your Julia Roberts, your Sandra Bullocks.
Who would you say is the queen of rom-com?
I would say I want to give it to Meg Ryan.
I do too.
Because I mean, I was gonna say Julia, but I want to give it to Meg because Meg.
She was the girl next door.
Meg was we got a romantic comedy movie. We need Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
We have a romantic comedy movie. We need Tom Hanks. It was just.
And then it became Sandler and Drew.
Yeah, but yeah, no. You have your, but that's my point. Then you have your, Deborah Winger, and then you have your Andy McDowell's and those people, like those types that weren't stand out as, but they were. But when you saw them, you was like, yeah, I like seeing them in this, But yeah,
it was a. Like I said, I mean, the storytelling, the story structure, I thought was excellent. I think it's all good. I mean, no matter why you were going to watch it, if you are going to watch it and you've never seen it, whether it's because of Billy Crystal or you just, this looks interesting because it looks like an interesting rom-com, whatever the reason you may watch it, I think you'll be entertained by it. So I don't really understand the scores. 50% Rotten Tomatoes, 50 cents audience score. I don't get it. I don't comprehend that score. Yeah. So I don't agree with the score either. So, but I think it's a really good rom-com though.
Only thing, and we'll end it because we done went on for. We didn't think we'd stretch it, but we went in for like an hour. So, but I think maybe what it could be is that nobody's really saw it or doesn't even know they exist, and then there's some romantic comedies out there that people might not, or whatever type of genre of films. There's movies out there that people just never knew existed. Like this was your first time seeing it.
Yes.
But me in '95 as a 15-year-old kid watching this movie, I was like, I was 15. I was a kid. It is interesting going back watching it now as a 41-year-old man versus a 15-year-old kid. because now I understand everything. Now nothing goes over my head. Whereas as a kid, I was like there's some jokes in there that I didn't get. I didn't get. Like I know I can't think specifically of anything, but everything like made so much sense now. I'm like,
See, I'm just amazed that you watched this as a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But he said he loved rom-coms. So
I've always have.
I was forced to watch like Pretty Woman was forced on me.
It really was.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing was forced. Even though that's not a rom-com, but it is a love story. Ghost, I was forced to watch that. I was forced to watch these love stories. So later in life, I didn't really, when my own choice, I didn't pick it.
Right.
I stuck with comedy, action, and horror. So but when you start dating and all that stuff, you start watching these love stories. And
watch what everybody else watch.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah,
my point is you get to appreciate. I appreciate this film. I really do. I appreciate Billy Crystal's comedy more today than I ever did growing up with him. Because the only really films I could say I watched Billy in was the City Slickers, City Slickers 2, and Father's Day. But they were not because of Billy Crystal. City Slickers is because of Daniel Stern.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
You was there for Daniel.
Of course. Home Alone got me there, and I never left.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Home Alone got me there with Daniel, and I've always loved him ever since. And Father's Day, Robin. I mean,
You was there for Robin.
I was excited when Robin did Father's Day to work with another comic. I knew Billy was good, and he just. I love that Billy let Robin just shine throughout that movie.
You can't hold Robin back.
You can't hold him back, but still, you could. Like, if it would have been Jim Carrey and Robin, it would have been a complete mess.
Listen, I'm going to
because they both would have tried to outshine each other, and it would have been very interesting to watch. I'm not saying that, but the movie would have been a mess. And I like Father's Day, and I know a lot of people probably don't, but
yeah, I'm gonna. Since you mentioned them real quick, I'm gonna go out and say I'm not as huge a fan now as a grown up as for Jim Carrey as I was as a kid.
Ooh, a lot of people aren't though.
But I just feel like, especially when I found out how he did Jerry Lawler, during the filming, it's just unnecessary. And
but I really think that's the actor, him taking it to another level.
Well, there's other people that went from comedy to serious actor, but they don't have to be, maybe feels like he needs to be on all the time. But we know folks that.
I heard what Lawler said. He said he didn't understand who Andy Kaufman really was.
Yeah.
He wasn't channeling Andy Kaufman. And obviously Lawler would know more about it than me or you. So,
yeah.
But I honestly thought Jim did a fantastic job with that movie. Whether he was channeling him or not, I thought he was excellent in the movie.
I do want to say that my other movies I liked of Billy Crystal's is also Analyze This and Analyze That. You was probably there for De Niro.
Yeah, I was there for De Niro.
Obviously I liked him he's in The Princess Bride. He has like a little cameo in there.
You know what else he's in?
My Giant was great. What?
Tooth Fairy.
With The Rock?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I hadn't seen a movie in so long. You're gonna make us watch it, aren't you?
I don't have it.
Great. Don't ever get it.
I have to. It's Dwayne.
Before we leave, I'm gonna play a quick little trailer of his latest movie, Here Today, with him and Tiffany Haddish. I'm not a huge Tiffany Haddish fan. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
So we'll be there for Billy.
We'll be there for Billy. For the first, you'll be there for Billy this time, right?
Want to have some laughs?
Hell yeah!
Thank you for bidding on me in the auction. I am so flattered that somebody your age would be a fan of my work.
I don't know who the hell you are. My ex really wanted to meet you, so he bid.
How much?
$22.
$2,200? That's fantastic.
$22. It started at 20, and then it went up in 50-cent increments.
I'm a comedy writer.
All right, guys, very funny stuff.
I also write for Broadway and movies. Why is your face suddenly bigger than it was before? Oh my God, are you allergic to seafood?
Oh,
She doesn't have insurance, and she really shouldn't be leaving here by herself.
Your daughter is going to be fine.
My Why did you tell the doctor that I was your father?
I was a little loopy by then.
Are you doing anything right now?
No.
Want to have some laughs?
Come on, Queen. Smile, girl. Smile.
Marilyn Monroe from the 7-Year Itch.
I'd be at you, too, if I had hot subway air blowing up my ass.
Doctor, thanks for seeing me so late.
How's the writing going?
It's all of these young kids.
In the tradition of George Carlin and Richard Pryor.
Somebody's got to talk to Roger about his inflections. Come on, subpoena. What is that, a very small peanut?
Are you doing what we talked about?
I try not to vary my routine.
You have medicines to help you.
I was backed up for like 8 days.
You can always give yourself an enema.
I'm saving that for my birthday.
Who are they?
That's my family.
If they're your family, why do you have their names written down?
Charlie, you can't be alone anymore.
If you ever need my help, I'm here.
I'm writing something, and I have to finish before my words run out.
I'll take care of them.
May I ask what your relationship is?
I don't know.
The road less traveled is the hardest I know. Gets lonely when you're out on your own.
Do you live here?
I'm his friend, but your dad needs you right now.
I mean, this young woman is full of surprises.
This is no time for jokes.
It's the perfect time for jokes.
You funny, old man.
Everybody needs somebody sometime. Everybody needs somebody sometime.
I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want.
Wow. I was just saying, he still got it.
Yeah. Billy.
He still got it, man. He's like, if you think about it, he's like really one of the last of the generation. Like we still have.
I think he's the last.
We still have Steve. We still have Chevy.
Do we really have Chevy though?
Do we have Chevy?
I mean, I know he's around, but do we still have him? Bill Murray's still around.
Bill Murray. We have
Dan Aykroyd. Even though Dan's not really comedy anymore.
We have Martin Short still somewhere around there.
Oh God, Martin.
Yeah. But they nobody truly is a Martin. I'm not gonna say that. There might be people that love Martin Short.
There's people that love him.
But Rick Moranis, even though he's not doing much, but he's still in that little. But Rick Moranis was that's a whole nother conversation. But
Rick was different.
Rick is different. He's not so much in the same league as a Steve Martin and a.
Oh no! I mean, I love Rick, but no, you're right. He's not.
But
he's special.
He is special.
In his own way.
It's not deterring him at all because
he's like Goonies special.
I agree. Yeah, like it's magical whenever you see him on anything. You're like, it's Rick Moranis. But yeah,
like I want to go find Big Bully with him and
Ed O'Neill.
No, that's Little Giants.
Little Giant. I'm sorry.
Roseanne's ex-husband, Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold.
Like the movie's probably not all that great now, but as a kid I liked it. But I just want to see Rick.
Everybody wants to see Rick. You want to see those glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, just real quick, Billy Crystal. I am looking forward now to seeing this here today. It looks interesting.
It looks like a smart comedy, not necessarily like laugh out loud comedy, but charming.
Comedies today have gone more gross, I feel, and I think that this isn't that.
Oh no!
So yeah, it's smart. You said smart. It's really
smart. Yeah. Billy's not that. Never was.
No.
None of them were though.
Yeah.
That generation. Yeah. They were smart comedians for the most part.
And were able to make you laugh and things not only with their verbal stuff, but also with their just
physical comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's it for this episode. Brandon, what we got next week?
We have either the top 20 or 25 top 80 films list.
Yeah. Yeah, we will have it. And then after that, we're going to hit some Harry and the Henderson.
Yeah, we're going to go Harry, all right.
And then after that, we're going to get it. Yeah, after that, we're going to get
I got a shirt coming for Harry and the Hendersons, though.
I can't wait to see.
Me too.
And then after that, we're going to get into our summer blockbusters. We're going to each week review a different summer blockbuster, like Independence Day, Speed, things like that were summer blockbusters that came out. Not Jaws.
Unfortunately,
because we did Jaws. We did Jaws.
But we didn't do it on YouTube.
We don't need to do it on YouTube. But anyway, Aaron Whitlow.
I am Brandon Spivey.
And we're the Markout Movie Podcasters. And
we thank you for marking out with us today.
Thank you. Tune in later.